My wife Jenny demanded $8.5 million and our family ranch in divorce court, backed by her developer boyfriend who already had resort blueprints drawn. Then I pulled out my dead father's secret trust document that destroyed both their schemes in under 60 seconds. Before you judge me, let me tell you the whole story. This spans 12 years of marriage, gets darker than I ever imagined, but ends with something like hope. It's going to take a while. Settle in. Per the rules, all names are changed. Cole Anderson, 38, Jenny, 36. We were married 12 years, 2 kids, Emma, 10, and Michael, 7. We built a life on my family's third-generation cattle ranch in Montana, watched it grow from a struggling operation to a $17 million legacy. We were partners in everything, or so I thought. Jenny was my high school sweetheart, 15 years together, total. We built that ranch from near bankruptcy into an empire. Raised 2 incredible kids. She was my best friend, my partner, my everything. Was. The life we built. We met in 2009 at a county fair. I was 22, working my ass off trying to keep Dad's ranch from going under. She was 20, working at Morrison Real Estate, helping her family's business. We bonded over late-night diner coffee and dreams of building something that mattered. Married in 2012. Small ceremony, just family and close friends. Dad officiated. He was a notary, made it special. After he passed in 2018, I inherited the Anderson Ranch. 2,800 acres of Montana grassland that's been in my family since 1889. My great-great-grandfather staked the claim. My great-grandfather survived the Depression on that land. My grandfather built it into a working cattle operation. Dad modernized it, and I was going to pass it to Emma and Michael. That was the plan, anyway. Together, Jenny and I expanded from 200 head of cattle to 800. Oil was discovered on the property in 2020. Mineral rights we didn't even know we had. Land value exploded when the area became hot for luxury development. We had Sunday pancake breakfasts, family movie nights, annual camping trips to Glacier National Park, Emma learning to ride horses before she could ride a bike. Michael's first successful calf roping at age 6. I'm the kind of guy who wakes up at 5 a.m. to check on newborn calves in February snowstorms. Who believes a handshake means something? Who taught my kids that family and land are sacred? You protect both with everything you've got. I've always been the reliable one. Maybe boring. I work the ranch, coach Michael's little league, never miss Emma's school plays. My idea of excitement is a good whiskey and a Yellowstone rerun. My buddy Jake calls me the last honest man in Montana. Dad used to say the same thing. Guess we were both wrong. The cracks start showing March 2023. The land appraisal came back. $17 million. I remember staring at that number, 17 million. Jenny held the paper in her hands, and something in her eyes changed, just for a second. But I saw it. Cole, do you understand what this means? It means Dad built something incredible. It means we're rich. We could sell half the land, keep the house and 100 acres, and never work again. My stomach tightened. This land isn't for selling, Jen. It's for Emma and Michael. That's exactly my point. With this money, we could give them so much more. They don't need more. They need their legacy. She smiled, nodded, set the appraisal down. But something had shifted. April 2023, Jenny started staying late at work functions. She's a property manager at Morrison Real Estate, never had evening events before, at least not ones that ran until 10 p.m. How was the industry mixer? I'd ask. Fine, boring, honestly, you didn't miss anything. But she'd come home energized, makeup still perfect, phone glued to her hand. By May, the phone thing got obvious. She took it everywhere, bathroom, bedroom, out to the barn when she'd normally leave it inside. When I'd ask who she was texting, she'd snap. Work stuff, Cole. And she'd turn the screen away. June hit, and she started dressing differently. New clothes, professional, expensive, pencil skirts and silk blouses for a job that usually meant jeans and boots for property showings. "You look nice," I said one morning. "Thanks." She didn't even look up from her phone. July. The affections stopped. No more morning kisses. No more her hand finding mine while we watched TV. In bed, she'd turn away, claim she was tired. Every single night. August, she started questioning everything about the ranch. Why do we live like this when we're millionaires on paper? Because the land is the point, not the money. That's easy for you to say. You grew up with this. I didn't. You said you loved it here. I love you. There's a difference. That should have been my wake-up call, but I was working 18-hour days. Cattle don't care about your marriage problems. Fences don't fix themselves. I told myself it was stress. The appraisal had everyone in the ag community talking. Maybe she felt pressure. I should have known better. The night everything changed, September 21st, 2023, Thursday night, 10:15 p.m. I heard Jenny's car pull up. The engine shut off. Car door opened, closed. Then nothing. I was in the living room, pretending to watch TV. 5 minutes passed. I checked the window. She was sitting in her car, lit by the dome light, staring at her phone. Finally, she came in. Hair perfect, makeup fresh, like she'd touched it up recently. "Hey, babe, late showing?" "Yeah, property in Big Sky. Clients were indecisive." She went straight to the shower at 10:30 at night after a property showing. Left her phone on the kitchen counter. It buzzed. I shouldn't have looked. I know that. But my feet moved before my brain caught up. The screen lit up with a text preview. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Same place. R." My stomach dropped through the floor. R? I picked up the phone, tried to open it. Face ID didn't work. She'd removed me from the approved faces. When the hell did she do that? My hands started shaking. That text. Same place. Like there was a regular place, a routine. The shower was still running. I set the phone down exactly where she'd left it. Jenny came out 10 minutes later in her robe, hair wet. "Everything okay?" she asked. "Yeah, fine, just tired." "Me too." She grabbed her phone, checked it, smiled slightly, then looked at me. "You coming to bed?" "In a bit." She kissed my forehead, like nothing was wrong, like she hadn't just come home from wherever the fuck she'd actually been, with someone texting her about tomorrow's plans. I sat on that couch until 3 a.m., thinking about every late night, every shower the second she got home, every turned-away screen. By morning, I knew what I had to do, find out the truth. The investigation begins. I did what any paranoid husband would do. I Googled it. Signs of cheating. How to catch a cheating spouse. Legal ways to investigate infidelity. Fell down a rabbit hole. Reddit threads on R surviving infidelity. YouTube videos with titles like "I Caught My Wife, Here's How." Private investigator websites. I learned about phone records, GPS tracking, social media forensics, hiring PIs. I learned about evidence gathering for divorce court. I learned about protecting assets. Felt like I was preparing for war because I was. Step 1, social media. I went back 6 months through Jenny's Facebook. Every post, every comment, every tagged photo, found a pattern. A guy named Richard Hayes kept showing up in comments. "Great presentation, Jenny," under a work photo. "Looking forward to the next event," under an industry conference post. "You killed it today," under another. "Too friendly, too frequent." I clicked his profile. Richard Hayes, age 45, CEO of Hayes Development Corporation, the company that had been buying up ranches around us for years, trying to build luxury ranch resorts for wealthy out-of-staters, divorced, no kids, lives in Bozeman, 30 miles away, drives a fucking Tesla, posts about vision and transforming Montana's future. Then I found a group photo from a real estate conference in June. Jenny was in it. Richard was next to her. His hand was on her lower back. Her body angled toward him, the way you stand with someone when you're comfortable, intimate, too familiar. I tried to view more of his photos, already blocked. I'd been blocked by Richard Hayes. Why would I be blocked by Jenny's colleague unless he knew exactly who I was? Step 2, phone records. We're on a family cell plan. I'm the account holder. I logged into Verizon, downloaded 6 months of records. Holy shit. Starting in March, right after that appraisal, a number I didn't recognize. At first, 5 calls a week. By May, daily. By August, 40 to 50 calls a day. Texts constantly. At 6 a.m. while I was doing morning chores. At midnight after I'd gone to bed. At 2 p.m. while I was out fixing fence line. I ran the number through reverse lookup. Richard Hayes, age 45, CEO, Hayes Development Corp., Bozeman, MT Bingo. But I couldn't see message content through Verizon. Just timestamps and frequency. I needed more. Jake, my buddy, deputy sheriff, known him since high school, pulled me aside at the feed store. Cole, you look like shit. What's going on? I told him. Everything. He was quiet for a minute. Then, I'm going to tell you something as a friend, not a cop. There are apps, legal ones, for devices you own. He wrote down a name on a receipt. We share an iPad for family calendar, recipes, that kind of stuff. Her Apple ID is logged in. I installed the app, synced everything to my phone. Within 2 days, I was reading every text, seeing every deleted photo, tracking every location. And what I found made me want to burn the world down. D-Day, September 28th, 2023, 11:43 p.m. I couldn't sleep. Emma had woken up with a nightmare, and after I got her back to bed, my brain wouldn't shut off. Opened the monitoring app. New messages from that day. Jenny. He's asking questions about why I'm gone so much. I think he's getting suspicious. Richard. Then we need to move faster. File for divorce. Get your half of that ranch. Once it's sold, we'll have more than enough for the resort development and our future together. Jenny, what if he fights it? Richard, Montana's a no-fault state, community property. You're entitled to half of everything acquired during marriage. That ranch? Worth $17 million. You get 8.5. Plus, I already have buyers lined up. This is our future, Jenny. Jenny, you really think we can pull this off? Richard, baby, I've been planning this since March. Trust me. I dropped my phone. It clattered onto the hardwood floor, screen side down. Jenny stirred next to me in bed. Cole, you okay? I sat there in the dark, every muscle in my body frozen. They weren't just having an affair. They were plotting to steal my family's legacy. Richard Hayes, a fucking developer who'd been trying to buy our land for years, had seduced my wife as a business strategy, and she was helping him. Cole? Yeah, fine. Drop my phone. Come back to bed. I lay there next to her for the rest of the night, didn't sleep, didn't move. Just stared at the ceiling, feeling like someone had reached into my chest and ripped out my heart. The next 6 days, I was a ghost. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, lost 8 pounds in a week. I'd look at Jenny making breakfast for Emma and Michael, smiling, laughing, playing mom, and see a complete stranger. This woman who I'd given 13 years to, who I'd trusted with everything, who was supposed to be my partner, who was plotting with a developer to steal my children's inheritance and turn it into a fucking resort. Jenny knew something was wrong. Cole, are you feeling okay? You're so quiet lately. Just tired, ranch work. You sure that's all it is? The irony of her asking if I was hiding something. I'd go out to the barn, sit in Dad's old office, the one I'd barely touched since he died, stare at the photos on the wall, him on horseback, him with my grandfather, him teaching me to rope calves when I was 7, and I'd cry. I'm not ashamed to say it. I fucking cried. For 3 days, I'd sit in that office and sob, for Dad not being here, for my marriage being a lie, for Emma and Michael having to go through this, for the life I thought we had being completely fucking fake. Day 7. October 5th. Something shifted. I woke up and the sadness was gone, replaced by cold, hard rage. Jenny didn't just cheat. She didn't just fall in love with someone else. She plotted with Richard Hayes, a man who'd been trying to buy our land for years, who saw my wife as an access point, who saw my children's legacy as raw material for his next development project. This is our future, Jenny. Like I was just some obstacle to clear, some problem to solve, like Dad's legacy, like 130 years of Anderson family history was just inventory to liquidate. That's when I decided I wasn't just going to divorce her. I was going to protect my children's inheritance by any means necessary. The plan I called Sarah Mitchell, Dad's attorney, family friend for 30 years, the one who handled his estate. Sarah, I need to see you. Today. It's urgent. Her office, 2 p.m. I told her everything, showed her the texts, the evidence, the development scheme. She listened, didn't interrupt. When I finished, she leaned back in her chair. Cole, I need to tell you something. What? Your father, he saw this coming. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? Not specifically Jenny, but something like this. In 2016, 2 years before he died, he set up a trust, an irrevocable bloodline trust for the ranch. What does that mean? She pulled out a file, handed it to me. It means Anderson Ranch was never marital property. It can't be divided in divorce. Only direct bloodline descendants of James Anderson can hold ownership interest. That's you, Emma, and Michael. No one else, not even a spouse. I stared at the document. Why didn't he tell me? He made me promise not to unless it became necessary. He said, her voice cracked slightly, he said, Sarah, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Jenny loves Cole for Cole, but if I'm right, this will save him everything. I read the trust document, every word, dated March 15th, 2016, notarized, filed with the county clerk, ironclad. My father had protected me from beyond the grave. Jenny has no idea this exists, Sarah said. No, she thinks the ranch became marital property when I inherited it. That's what Richard is counting on. That's why he's pushing her to file. He thinks she'll get half, they'll force a sale, and he'll buy the land through his development company at a discount. I looked at Sarah. Can I wait to tell her about this? Until the right moment? She smiled. Sad, but knowing. Your father would have wanted you to handle this your way, Cole. Do what you need to do. But document everything. We might need a fraud case if they actually file based on false pretenses. Oh, I'm documenting everything. Over the next 2 months, I became a different person. A strategist, a planner, a man preparing for war. The evidence binder, I compiled everything. Printed every text message, 312 screenshots total, photos they'd exchanged, including ones that made me sick to look at, a timeline. Every late night at work cross-referenced with GPS data showing her at Richard's office, or his house, or hotels. 43 documented lies, credit card statements, $340 dinner at Copper Ridge Steakhouse, where we'd celebrated our 5th anniversary while she told me she was at mandatory training. $180 at Victoria's Secret for lingerie I'd never seen her wear. $520 at a boutique hotel in Whitefish for a client appreciation event that didn't exist. She'd been using our money to fund her affair. Financial records showing Richard's development company had made offers on every ranch around ours. Market analysis showing exactly how much he stood to make if he could acquire our land. A shared Google Doc I found in her cloud storage. Ranch resort proposal, Hayes and Morrison. Morrison, her maiden name. She was already planning to change it back. The document outlined everything, site plans, investment projections, even a name, Hayes Ranch Resort and Spa. My family's legacy turned into a luxury vacation spot for rich assholes from California. By December, I had 480 pages, organized by category, timeline, digital evidence, Financial trail, witnesses, location data, the development conspiracy. It looked like a prosecution case file. Because that's what it was. Investigating Richard, I needed to know everything about him. Richard Hayes, age 45, divorced 8 years ago. Court records showed his ex-wife left because his business always came first. Lives in a modern glass house overlooking the Bridger Mountains. $110,000 Tesla Model X in the driveway. Wears $600 Lucchese boots and calls himself a rancher because he owns a weekend cabin. His company had bought up 8 ranches in the past 5 years, turned them into luxury experiences. Guest ranches, corporate retreats, boutique hotels, every single one stripped of its working ranch identity and turned into theme park Montana for people who wanted to play cowboy for a weekend. I found his mother on Facebook. Constance Hayes, 70, lives in Billings. Sweet lady, by all appearances. Posted about church, family values, how proud she was of her son's success. Recent post with an old photo. My Richard on his grandfather's ranch where he learned his values. Oh, I had plans for that. I also found Hayes Development's corporate ethics policy. Section 4.7. Employees shall maintain professional boundaries and avoid conflicts of interest. Section 9.2. Fraud, conspiracy, or misrepresentation will result in immediate termination and legal action. Screenshot everything, acting normal. October through mid-December, I became an actor. Oscar-worthy performance. I kissed Jenny goodbye every morning, asked about her day, made dinner, helped Emma with homework, took Michael to baseball practice. We even had sex twice. I initiated both times because that's what normal looked like. Made me physically sick afterward, but it kept her unsuspecting. I watched her text Richard right in front of me. She'd smile at her phone. What's funny? Oh, just a meme from Michelle. I'd laugh, nod, add it to the mental tally. Some nights she'd come home at 9 p.m. How was the showing? Fine. Difficult clients. I'm sorry, babe. I made dinner. Your plate's in the microwave. She'd kiss my cheek. You're the best. And I'd file it away. Because here's what she didn't know. I had filed for divorce. Papers drawn up, not yet served. I knew about the resort scheme, every detail. I had security cameras installed, every room except bedrooms and bathrooms, installed while she was at work one day. I had moved our savings to a separate account, legally, to protect it during divorce proceedings. I had changed my will. Jenny got nothing. Everything in trust for Emma and Michael. I was 12 steps ahead at all times. Jake asked me at the bar one night, "How the hell are you doing this?" Some legacies are worth fighting for. Right now, I'm fighting. You're scaring me, man. You're too calm. I'm not calm. I'm focused. I was waiting for Christmas morning, when the kids would be at my parents' house for a planned sleepover, when Jenny would wake up expecting presents and family time. I had a present for her, one she'd never forget. The behavior shift. December 1st, I changed tactics, not dramatically, just enough that Jenny noticed. Week 1, distance. I stopped initiating affection. When Jenny kissed me goodbye, I'd turn my head so she got my cheek instead of my lips. When she texted during the day, I'd reply hours later. Busy. Started staying late in the barn. Coming home at 8:30 instead of 6. Jenny noticed. You okay? You seem distant. Yeah, just winter prep. Lots to do. Same vague excuse she'd been using for months. Week 2, cold shoulder. I started sleeping on the far edge of the bed, no touching. Body turned away, ate dinner with Emma and Michael before Jenny got home. When she walked in at 7, I'd barely look up. Food's in the microwave. The irony? Jenny started trying harder, wore a black negligee to bed. I pretended to be asleep, cooked elk steaks, my favorite. I already ate with the kids, made excuses to touch me. I'd find reasons to move away. She was confused, then hurt, then desperate. Cole, what's going on? You're being so cold. Nothing's going on. Are you seeing someone else? I almost laughed. No, Jenny, I'm not cheating on you. Technically true. Week 3, the 1 at 80. Technique I learned on Reddit. Complete behavioral reversal. Started working out. Lost the winter weight I'd put on. Bought new clothes, nice jeans, new boots. A leather jacket I'd never have bought before. Started saying I had plans without elaborating. Where are you going? Out. Out where? Just out. Let my phone sit face down. When it buzzed, I'd glance at it, smile slightly, ignore it. Started taking calls outside. Yeah, sounds good. See you then. Hung up, came back in, didn't explain. By December 15th, Jenny was a wreck. Who are you texting? Friend. What friend? Just a friend. Why? You're being so secretive. The projection was beautiful. She started checking my phone when I was in the shower. I knew she would. Made sure there was nothing to find. Started accusing me of having an affair. There's someone else, isn't there? No. Then why are you acting like this? Like what? I'm just living my life. I let her stew in it. 9 months of what I'd felt, compressed into 3 weeks. Christmas was 8 days away. Christmas Eve, December 24th. Traditionally, we had Christmas Eve dinner with my parents, then Christmas morning at our house with the kids. This year, I changed plans, called Mom. Jenny's not feeling well. We're going to stay home tonight. Oh no, is she okay? Yeah, just a stomach bug. She'll be fine. Well, bring the kids over tomorrow morning. They can open presents here while Jenny rests. That's perfect, Mom. Thanks. What Jenny didn't know, divorce papers were finalized, held by Sarah Mitchell. Process server scheduled for 8 a.m. December 25th. I'd told Emma and Michael age-appropriate truth. Mom made some choices that hurt our family. We're going to live separately for a while. They were staying at my parents' starting tonight. Special Christmas Eve sleepover before opening presents at Grandma and Grandpa's tomorrow morning. I'd secured all ranch accounts, changed passwords, created separate business accounts. I had movers scheduled for December 26th for Jenny's belongings. I had the trust document. That evening, Jenny tried to be festive, made prime rib, opened a nice Cabernet, played Nat King Cole Christmas album, playing house, playing wife. I went through the motions, smiled, ate, sipped wine. We watched It's a Wonderful Life. At 10:30, she snuggled into me on the couch. Merry Christmas Eve, babe, I love you. I looked at the Christmas tree, the lights, the wrapped presents underneath, most of them fake boxes I'd wrapped to maintain appearances. Merry Christmas, Jen. I didn't say it back. She noticed. I saw it in her eyes, the flicker of concern. Cole? I'm just tired. Okay. She kissed my cheek. Let's go to bed. You go ahead. I'll be up in a bit. She went upstairs. I sat on that couch until midnight. Then I went to Dad's office, looked at his photo on the wall, him on horseback, Montana mountains behind him, slight smile on his face. Tomorrow, Dad. Tomorrow your plan pays off. I didn't sleep that night, just sat at his desk, looking at the binder, at the trust document, counting down to 8 a.m. Christmas morning, December 25th, 7:58 a.m. I came downstairs fully dressed, jeans, boots, flannel, like I was heading out to work. Jenny was already up in red Christmas pajamas with snowflakes, coffee in hand, smile on her face. Merry Christmas! Why are you dressed? It's Christmas morning. Where are the kids? They're at Mom and Dad's, remember? Special sleepover. Oh, right. Well, we can go pick them up, and we need to talk. Her smile faded. Okay, can it wait? I thought we'd head over there, open presents. Sit down, Jenny. Something in my voice made her freeze. Coffee mug shook slightly in her hand. Cole, you're scaring me. Sit down. She sat on the couch. I remained standing. From behind the Christmas tree, I pulled out the binder, red ribbon tied around it. set it on the coffee table in front of her. She stared at it like it was a bomb. What is that? Open it. Cole, what's going on? Jennifer, open the fucking binder. Her hands shook as she untied the ribbon, opened the cover. The first page was a printed text conversation. Her and Richard from 2 weeks ago. Richard, can't wait to spend New Year's with you. Once Cole's out of the picture, we can finally be together publicly. Jenny, I can't wait either. This has been so hard, sneaking around. Richard, just a few more weeks. File after the holidays. Take him for everything. Then it's our time. She dropped the binder like it burned her. I can explain. Page 5. She didn't move. I leaned over, flipped to page 5 myself. Credit card statement, Fairmont Hot Springs Resort, September 35, $890 charged to our joint card. The weekend she said she was at required training in Missoula. Receipt attached, 1 king suite, spa package for 2, champagne and strawberries. Page 10. Photos her and Richard outside that hotel, his arms around her, kissing her neck. Time stamped September 4th, 2:13 p.m. Oh my God. Her voice barely a whisper. Page 23. Text to her friend Michelle. I know it's wrong, but I think I'm falling in love with Richard. Cole's a good man, but he's so settled. Richard makes me feel alive. And once I get my half of that ranch money, we can build something amazing together. Jenny started crying. Please, Cole, let me explain. Page 38. Her journal, found it in her car. She'd been writing in it for months. Entry from July 15th. Richard showed me the resort plans today. It's stunning. He says with my half of Cole's inheritance, we could be full partners in Hayes Ranch Resort. I never thought I'd leave Cole, but this could change everything. For me. For us. I deserve this. Page 46. The shared Google Doc. Ranch Resort proposal, Hayes and Morrison. 23 pages detailing how Richard Hayes planned to turn Anderson Ranch, my family's land, into Montana's next luxury destination. Site plans showing where the main lodge would go, where the guest cabins would be, where the fucking spa would be built using my land, my children's inheritance, my father's legacy. Jenny collapsed off the couch onto her knees, sobbing. No. Please, I'll end it. I'll do anything. We can go to counseling. Please don't leave me. Please. I let her cry for exactly 90 seconds, timed it on my watch. Then I walked to the front window, looked out at the driveway. There's more. What? Her voice broken, desperate. The doorbell's about to ring. What are you talking about? Ding dong. Perfect timing. 8 a.m. exactly. Jenny's face went white. Who is that? Process server. I opened the door. Professional woman about 55 carried a leather folder and clipboard. Are you Jennifer Marie Anderson? Jenny tried to run toward the stairs. The woman was unfazed. She'd clearly seen this before. Ma'am, you're being served divorce papers. You can take them now, or I can leave them on your doorstep. Either way, you're legally served. I took the papers from her. Thank you. Merry Christmas, folks. She left. I handed the divorce papers to Jenny, who stood frozen halfway to the stairs. Merry Christmas, Jenny. She stood there shaking, holding the papers. Where are Emma and Michael? With my parents, where they spent last night. You told them. I told them an age-appropriate version of the truth, that you made choices that hurt our family, that we're separating. They deserve honesty. You turned my children against me. I gave them respect by telling them the truth. They decided how they feel about what you did. That broke her. She slid down the wall, sobbing. I grabbed my jacket, my keys. You have 24 hours to get your personal items and leave. Movers are coming tomorrow at 10 a.m. for your stuff. Everything else is in the divorce filing. Sarah Mitchell has already submitted everything to the court. I walked to the door, turned back one last time. Oh, And Jenny? Richard Hayes is getting his own package right now. FedEx delivery to his mother's house in Billings, where he's having Christmas brunch. Every text, every plan, every lie. His mother gets to spend Christmas morning learning what kind of man her son really is. I'll never forget the look on her face. Horror mixed with the realization that her whole world was collapsing. Merry Christmas. I walked out, got in my truck, drove to my parents' house, hugged Emma and Michael, and finally fucking breathed. The aftermath begins. I stayed at my parents' with the kids, tried to give them a normal Christmas morning. My phone started blowing up around 9:15 a.m. Jenny, 52 missed calls. I blocked her immediately. Her mom, 9:43 a.m. How could you do this to Jenny on Christmas? She's devastated. You're heartless. I replied, ask your daughter what she did. For 9 months, ask her about Richard Hayes and his resort scheme. I have evidence of everything. Attached page 10, the hotel photos. She didn't respond. Her sister, Amanda, 10:12 a.m., long text about forgiveness, how marriages take work, how this was cruel timing. I sent her pages 23, 38, and 46, the texts about loving Richard, the journal about deserving my inheritance, the resort development plan. Amanda's response, I didn't know, I'm so sorry, Cole. My mom, 10:30 a.m. The kids told us a bit more. Are you okay? Do you need anything? Finally, someone asked if I was okay. I will be, Mom, just need time. Then my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello? Mr. Anderson? Woman's voice, older, crying. This is Constance Hayes, Richard's mother. I received a package this morning. Mrs. Hayes. Is it true? All of it? Every word, Mrs. Hayes. Every text is time-stamped and verified. Your son has been having an affair with my wife for 9 months. They were planning to use divorce court to steal my family's ranch so they could develop it into a resort. Silence, then sobbing. My son destroyed your marriage. Your son and my wife destroyed my marriage. But yes, he knew she was married. He knew about my children. He knew this land has been in my family for 130 years, and he did it anyway, for profit. What he did is unforgivable. I raised him better than this. Mrs. Hayes, I'm not asking you to do anything. I just wanted you to know the kind of man your son has become. He's not welcome in my home anymore. I want you to know that. I stand with you, not him. I hadn't expected that. Thank you for telling me that. It means more than you know. We hung up. 15 minutes later, Richard called. Unknown number. I put it on speaker so Jake could hear. He'd come over to check on me. What the fuck did you do? Merry Christmas, Richard. How's brunch at your mom's house? You sent her that binder. You psycho. That's harassment. I'm calling the police. It's all true though, right? Every text, every plan, every piece of your resort scheme? That's not harassment. That's documentation. Call whoever you want. Jenny told me you're crazy, that you're controlling and abusive. Really? Because I have texts where she tells you I'm boring and predictable. Not abusive, boring. Maybe get your story straight with your mistress before you threaten me. This isn't over. Actually, Richard, it is. For you and Jenny. See, I have one more copy of that binder. Your company's board of directors gets it December 27th. Corporate ethics violations, conflicts of interest, conspiracy to defraud, misuse of company resources for personal gain. Start updating your LinkedIn. You can't. Watch me. I hung up, blocked him. Jake whistled low. Damn, Cole. Some fights are worth scorched earth. That was day 1. The ripple effects. December 27th. The board, I sent the 3rd binder to Hayes Development Corporation's board of directors. My cover letter was professional, cold, lethal. To the board of directors, I am writing to inform you of serious ethical and legal violations by your CEO, Richard Hayes. Enclosed is documentation proving Mr. Hayes engaged in a conspiracy to defraud me of my family's property through manipulation of divorce proceedings involving an extramarital affair with my wife. These actions create legal liability for Hayes Development and violate your corporate ethics policy. Your board deserves to know. Should Mr. Hayes claim harassment, this documentation proves all claims are factual and his actions were willing and premeditated. Respectfully, Cole Anderson. December 29th, I got a call. Mr. Anderson, Gerald Morrison, board chairman for Hayes Development. We've reviewed your submission. Mr. Hayes has been placed on immediate administrative leave pending investigation. Thank you for letting me know. For what it's worth, what he did was unconscionable, using business relationships to target your property. Our company's reputation is built on trust. Richard was fired January 8th. No severance. His development deal collapsed. The resort plan died. Anderson Ranch stayed Anderson Ranch. New Year's week, the community, by January the 2nd, everyone in Livingston knew. Population 8,000. Everyone knows everyone. I didn't post anything on social media, but Michelle, Jenny's coworker, did. Vague book status. Sometimes you find out people you trusted are living double lives. Disappointed doesn't even begin to cover it. Within hours, comments flooded in. Mutual friends started DMing, putting pieces together. Someone posted, "This about Jenny Anderson?" Michelle didn't confirm or deny. That was enough. Jenny's Facebook became a graveyard. Old posts, new comments. Was this when you were cheating? On a family photo from June. Were you with Richard when you posted this? On a hiking pic from August. She deleted everything by January 5th. Richard's LinkedIn went private after professional contacts started commenting about ethics. Emma told me one afternoon, "Dad, some of the moms at pickup were whispering and looking at me. Mrs. Patterson asked if I was okay. It's embarrassing." I'm sorry you're dealing with this, sweetie. I'm not embarrassed of you. I'm embarrassed of Mom. That hurt. For her sake. PTA meetings became awkward. Birthday party invites for Michael stopped coming from certain families. The community chose sides. Most chose me. Not because I asked them to, because Jenny had used some of them as alibis without their knowledge. By mid-January, Jenny couldn't handle running into people at the store anymore. She moved to Bozeman, studio apartment above a coffee shop. Richard moved to Billings, rental house. His mom still wouldn't see him, both exiled. The legal war. January through March was the court battle. Jenny hired Thomas Brennan, Bozeman attorney, reputation for being aggressive. Claim 1, evidence obtained illegally through spyware. Sarah's counter, monitoring software installed on shared family device. Phone records legally obtained as account holder. Social media is public, nothing illegal. Try again. Claim 2, spousal support requested due to hardship. Sarah's counter, client's hardship caused by her own choice to conduct affair and participate in conspiracy to defraud. Montana law allows fault consideration. Denied. Claim 3, joint physical custody requested. Sarah's counter, children Emma Anderson, age 10, and Michael Anderson, age 7, expressed preference to court-appointed guardian to reside primarily with father. Given their ages and mother's instability, we request sole physical custody with supervised visitation. That devastated Jenny. But Emma and Michael had been clear they felt safer with me. Then came the big one, Claim 4, Anderson Ranch inherited during marriage, marital property, client entitled to half $8.5 million. This was it. Court hearing, March the 12th. Jenny's lawyer made his case. Your Honor, the ranch was inherited during marriage. Under Montana law, property acquired during marriage is subject to division. Ms. Anderson is entitled to her fair share. Sarah stood up. Your Honor, I have a document that changes everything. She presented it. The courtroom went silent. The trust document, created by James Anderson in 2016, filed with the county, notarized, ironclad. Anderson Ranch placed in an irrevocable bloodline trust. Only direct bloodline descendants of James Anderson could hold ownership interest, period. The property could never become marital property, ever. Cole Anderson, trustee and beneficiary. Emma and Michael, secondary beneficiaries. Jennifer Anderson, née Morrison, zero claim. The judge read it carefully, looked at Jenny's attorney. Counselor, your client has no standing. The property was never marital. It cannot be divided. Jenny grabbed her lawyer's arm, whispered urgently. He stood. Your Honor, my client was unaware of this trust. She believes it was hidden deliberately. Mr. Brennan, it doesn't matter what your client knew. The trust was legally filed in 2016. Lack of awareness doesn't invalidate it. The property is protected. Jenny's face crumbled. Final judgment, March 15th. Cole received full control of Anderson Ranch as trustee, the house and all property, all retirement accounts. Primary physical custody of Emma and Michael, no alimony owed. Jenny received her vehicle, her personal belongings, child support, $1,050 a month, visitation every other weekend, alternating holidays. The judge's final words, Mrs. Anderson, you made choices. Those choices have consequences. Your children need stability. Mr. Anderson has provided that. This court sees no reason to disrupt that. Outside the courthouse, Jenny tried one last time. Cole, please, can we just talk? We spent 3 months talking through lawyers. We're done. I made a mistake. Jennifer. I stopped, looked at her. You didn't make a mistake. You made hundreds of choices for 9 months. To lie, to cheat, to plot with Richard Hayes to steal my family's legacy. You chose him over me, over Emma and Michael. Own it, but don't call it a mistake. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're sorry. You're nothing to me now. You're the mother of my children. For their sake, I'll be civil. But that's it. You're not my wife, not my friend, not my problem. You're a cautionary tale I'll tell my kids about betrayal. That's your legacy. I walked away. That was the last real conversation we had. The darkness. You'd think winning would feel great. It didn't. April through June, I was a mess. The house felt empty. Emma and Michael were there, but half the rooms echoed. I couldn't sleep in the master bedroom. Too many memories of sharing it with someone I thought I knew. Slept on the couch for 3 months. Finally moved the bed out. Bought a new one. Didn't help. The room felt haunted. Started drinking more. Not alcoholic level, but more than I should. Couple beers after the kids went to bed became a 6-pack. 6-pack became bourbon. Work suffered. I was short with the ranch hands, couldn't focus. Forgot to order feed twice. Almost lost a calf because I missed signs of pneumonia. Tom, my ranch manager, worked for Dad for 20 years, pulled me aside in May. Cole, you need help. I'm fine. You're not fine. You look like hell. You snapped at Katie for no reason yesterday, and you almost let that south fence stay broken for a week. That's not you. Your dad would kick your ass if he saw you like this. He was right. Dad would have been disappointed, not in the divorce. In me letting it destroy me. I started therapy in June. Dr. Patricia Morgan, recommended by Jake's wife. First session, what brought you here? I won. I kept my land, got my kids, destroyed my ex-wife and her affair partner, but I feel like shit. She nodded. Tell me about it. I did, all of it. When I finished, do you regret it? No. Then why are you here? Because I'm angry all the time, at everyone. Emma asked me to help with her science project last week, and I snapped at her. Emma, my baby girl, I made her cry. What the fuck is wrong with me? That's when I broke down. First time since the divorce finalized. Dr. Morgan handed me tissues. Let me cry. Then revenge closes a chapter, Cole, but it doesn't heal the wound. That takes different work. Over the next months, we worked on it. the anger, the trust issues, the betrayal trauma. But July was bad. July 18th, 2:30 a.m. I was standing in the barn, holding Dad's old rifle. Not to use it, just holding it, thinking about how much easier it would be to not feel this pain anymore, to not wake up remembering that the woman I loved had plotted to steal my children's inheritance. I stood there for 20 minutes. That scared me more than anything Jenny did. I called Jake. 2:50 a.m. I need help. He was there in 15 minutes, slept on my couch, made sure I wasn't alone. Next day, Dr. Morgan added more sessions. 3 times a week, started medication. Cole, you have depression and PTSD. Betrayal trauma is real. You spent months in fight or flight mode. You ran on adrenaline and rage. Now it's over and your system is crashing. I feel weak. You're not weak. You're human and you're hurt. That's not weakness. That's honesty. The kids' pain, Emma and Michael struggled too. Emma, my straight A student, started failing. End of school year, 3 Fs, 2 Ds. Her teacher called me in. Mr. Anderson, Emma's not herself. She's distracted, angry. She got into a fight with another girl who said something about her mother. I talked to Emma that night. What did she say? She said, everyone knows Mom's a cheater. I punched her. Emma. I don't want to talk about it, Dad. But she did want to talk, just not to me. She started therapy. Her therapist called me in for a joint session. Emma told me she feels like she lost both parents. Her mom by what she did, you by what you became after. That gutted me. Is that true, Emma? She wouldn't look at me. You're always angry now. You don't smile like you used to. You're different. I pulled her into a hug. We both cried. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. You're right. I've been so focused on being strong that I forgot how to be your dad. Michael went the opposite way. Stopped talking, barely ate, dropped to 52 pounds. His school counselor called. Michael told me he wishes you'd divorced quietly, that what you did to his mom was mean. That hurt, because he wasn't entirely wrong. August, I sat both kids down. I owe you both an apology. Not for divorcing Mom, she made her choice, but for how I did it, for making it so public, for not thinking about how it would affect you. Emma, you were hurt, Dad. Mom hurt you really bad. That's not an excuse. You're hurt too, and I made it worse. I'm sorry. Michael, quietly, I just want things to feel normal again. Me too, buddy. Me too. We cried together, as a family. First time since Christmas. Jenny's aftermath, I got updates through mutual friends. By August, Jenny had hit rock bottom. Fired from Morrison Real Estate for conduct unbecoming. No friends, everyone felt betrayed. No family support, her parents were disappointed. Richard wanted nothing to do with her. Blamed her for his life falling apart. Working at Target in Bozeman, $16 an hour, barely covering rent. Michelle ran into her. Cole, she looks terrible. Lost so much weight. Cried when she saw me. Said she misses Emma and Michael every day. Part of me felt guilt, heavier than satisfaction. Dr. Morgan, you didn't make her cheat. You responded. Her consequences are the result of her choices. She's suffering. So are you. So are your kids. She's not your responsibility anymore. I knew she was right. I asked Michelle to stop telling me about Jenny. It's not my life anymore. Meeting Rebecca, September 2024, 11 months post-separation. I wasn't looking to date, barely holding myself together, but life has a way. I was at the feed store loading grain when someone called out, "Need a hand?" I turned. Woman, mid-30s, Carhartt coveralls, work boots, blonde ponytail, genuine smile. I got it, thanks. You're Cole Anderson, right? Anderson Ranch? Yeah. Do I know you? Not officially. I'm the new large animal vet. Took over Dr. Patterson's practice. Rebecca Walsh. Strong handshake. Nice to meet you. Didn't know Patterson retired. Last month, I moved here from Wyoming, actually supposed to come by next week for your herd checks. Tom set it up. Right, yeah. We talked. She had her own place, 20 acres, a few horses, recent divorce. Sorry to hear that. Don't be, he cheated. I'm better off. The way she said it, no bitterness, just fact, resonated. I get that. Mine too. I heard. Small town, I'm sorry. It is what it is. From what I've heard, you handled it better than most would have. I don't know about that. We loaded the grain together. She drove a beat-up Ford F-250 with 300,000 miles. Tough truck. She's got character. I don't believe in replacing things just because they're old. I laughed. First genuine laugh in months. I like your philosophy. See you next week, Cole. Driving home, I realized I was smiling. Rebecca came for the herd check. Professional, knowledgeable, good with cattle. After I offered coffee. You don't have to. I know, but I'm offering. We sat on the porch, talked about ranching, Montana, life. How long were you married? 12 years. You? 8. Found out he'd been cheating for 3 of them with my best friend. Jesus. Yeah, therapy helped. You doing okay? Some days, today's a good day. That's all you can ask for. We kept finding excuses to see each other. After 6 weeks, after dinner at her place, I kissed her. Awkward. We both laughed. We're rusty. Very. Want to try again? Yeah. Second kiss was better. By November, we were together. Emma met her first when Rebecca came to check a sick calf. Dad, I like her. She's not trying too hard. Michael was tougher, suspicious, but Rebecca never pushed. Just treated him like a kid, not a problem. 3 months later, he asked her to teach him to ride better. That was the breakthrough. February, we had our first real fight. Rebecca went to dinner with an old college friend. Didn't mention it beforehand. I saw it on Instagram. I shut down. Who's that? Derek, friend from vet school. You didn't tell me. I didn't think it mattered. He's gay, Cole. Married to his husband. I didn't think to mention it. I realized I was letting Jenny poison this. I'm sorry. That's my shit. I get it, but you have to trust me or this won't work. She was right. I had to choose. Be controlled by my past or build a new future. I chose the future. By April 2025, 18 months after serving Jenny divorce papers, I was happy. Actually happy. Not because Rebecca fixed me, but because I'd done the work to fix myself. She was just a really good bonus. Full circle, May 2025. I took Rebecca to Copper Ridge Steakhouse, the place Jenny and Richard used to go. You sure? I need new memories here. We had a great night, laughed, held hands, didn't think about Jenny once. Leaving, the waiter stopped me. Young kid, maybe 22. Excuse me, I was working here last year when different circumstances. I just wanted to say I'm glad you're happy now, man. Unexpected. Kind. Thanks, means a lot. I tipped him 30% June 10th. Emma's 5th grade graduation. Jenny showed up. First time I'd seen her in over a year. She looked different, older, thinner, hair shorter, but clean. Put together. She congratulated Emma, hugged her, cried. Emma hugged back, but didn't linger. After the ceremony, Jenny approached me. Can we talk? Just a minute? I almost said no, but Emma was watching. 1 minute. We stepped away. I'm sorry for everything. I know that doesn't fix anything. I know you'll never forgive me, but I need you to know that I know I destroyed our family. I live with that every day. I see a therapist. I'm working on myself, trying to rebuild with Emma and Michael. I looked at her. She was sincere. I hope you are doing better. The kids need their mom. You're with someone new, Rebecca. I am. Are you happy? Very. She smiled, sad but genuine. I'm glad. You deserve to be happy. I'm sorry I couldn't be the one. Jenny, we're not friends. We never will be. But I don't hate you anymore. I hope you find peace. Thank you. That's more grace than I deserve. Maybe it was. But holding hate was exhausting. That was our closure. Present day November 2025. I'm engaged to Rebecca. Proposed in October. Emma and Michael are going to be in the wedding. Her daughter Lily too. Blended family in progress. Emma's 12 now, straight A's again. Wants to be a large animal vet like Rebecca. Says she wants to help people and animals. Michael's 9. Opening up more. Still sees his therapist twice a month. Made All-Stars in baseball. Has a best friend named Tyler. Back to being a happy kid. Jenny sees them every other weekend. Relationships slowly improving. She's working as an office manager at a dental practice. Small apartment, simple life. She seems stable, working on herself. Richard Hayes? No idea. Last I heard he moved to Texas. Don't care. Anderson Ranch is still in the family. Always will be. Emma talks about running it someday. Michael wants to keep the cattle operation. Legacy secure. Life isn't perfect. I still have bad days. Still see Dr. Morgan twice a month. Still have moments where I remember what was lost. But I'm here. I'm healing. I'm building something new. And Dad's trust document is framed in my office. Reminder that even from beyond the grave, he protected us. That's enough. Epilogue. If you've made it this far, thank you. Some will say I went too far, that I should have divorced quietly. Maybe. Dr. Morgan says revenge doesn't heal. She's not wrong, but I don't regret it. Not the binder, not Christmas morning, not Richard, not sending evidence to his mother and company. Why? Because Jenny didn't just cheat. She plotted to steal my children's inheritance, conspired with a developer to force sell land that's been in my family 130 years, was willing to destroy Emma and Michael's legacy for money and a new relationship. That deserved consequences. Do I regret the impact on Emma and Michael? Every day. Would I do it differently? Probably. Less scorched earth? More focus on protecting them emotionally. But hindsight is 2020. What I learned, trust your gut. I knew in April. Should have acted sooner. Protect your legacy legally. Dad's trust saved everything. Document everything. Evidence wins. Your kids are watching. How you handle crisis teaches character. Revenge is satisfying but exhausting. Healing is harder but more important. Therapy isn't weakness, it's maintenance. Good people exist. Open your heart when ready. To anyone going through betrayal, you'll survive. Doesn't feel like it, but you will, and you'll be stronger. To the cheaters reading, your partner might know. They might be building a binder. Choose differently. Some legacies are worth fighting for. Mine was peace.